Hi, Neil Rice here with Startup University. I'm a business attorney that's helped over 1,000 people start, buy, build, grow their business. And in this video, I want to talk to you about DBAs. DBAs have everything to do with what name you are using for your business in the marketplace and how you go about registering that and doing that properly. So in this video, I want to talk to you about what is a DBA, and number two, when do you actually need one? So let's get into it. Now, if you've been following along the last few videos, I've actually been highlighting a crazy court case down in Texas where there's this company called Holtcat. The formal name of the company is BD Holt Company. They're doing business as Holtcat, and they're involved in this lawsuit where they had an equipment manager named John Gross. John and or his wife Jacqueline had started a separate company called Mercury Manufacturing LLC. Mercury was sending invoices to John's department. Apparently, allegedly, John was approving these invoices, and it ended up being $2.6 million worth, according to the lawsuit, of invoices that Holtcat paid to John Gross's wife's company for no services, apparently no services and no supplies or equipment in exchange. So looks like a possible fraud situation going on down there. I've been pulling out certain aspects of this case to teach you certain things about owning and starting your business. And I want to zero in on one right here with the name of BD Holt Company. BD Holt Company is the formal name of this company, but they're doing business as Holtcat. So the question becomes, if you want to start a business, what are you going to name it? And what particular things do you have to do on the legal side, on the registration side, to make sure that you are actually permitted under the laws of your state to use that name in business, in the course of doing business, once you get started. Now, before I get any further into this, I want you to know that in these videos, I can only do so much to pull out certain aspects about starting or buying or owning or running a business that are very important, but I'm a very limited time here. So that's why I created my course, Startup University. It's a comprehensive way to get in the know on legal and tax and insurance and all the other things you need to know about how to successfully start, run, build, grow your business. Check it out at startboldnow.com. Now let's get back into it. They apparently have this DBA Holtcat. Here's the rule. Well, number one, I tell you, what is a DBA? DBA simply stands for doing business as. Doing business as. That's what DBA stands for. Now, you'll hear some people say the words fictitious name. And I've had many people ask me, what's the difference between a DBA and a fictitious name? You hear DBA, fictitious name, you hear them in the same context as it relates to the name that's being used in the marketplace by a business. Here's the big secret is they're the same thing. People use different phrases to describe what is basically the same thing. And so a DBA or a fictitious name typically is where you're going to the Business Corporations Bureau or similar bureau within your state government where you are forming or operating your company, and you are getting permission to use a certain name in the marketplace. So that's a DBA. Now, when would you need one of these? Okay, there's a couple of scenarios in which you would need a DBA. Number one, which I hope none of you actually experience because hopefully you're watching my videos or you've been through Startup University and you know that I don't want you doing business out there as yourself, as an individual. I want you to start an LLC. But to explain this concept, one way that you could use a DBA is if you're just out in the marketplace doing business as an individual, you haven't started an LLC, then in most states, the name that you choose for your business, if number one, it's connected very clearly to your name, your last name. So my last name is Rice. So if I started a business called Rice Consulting or Rice Business Consulting, then in most states, I don't have to file a fictitious name or a doing business as DBA registration. But the rule typically is the moment that you use in business a name that isn't clearly associated with your personal name And if you haven't started an LLC under which you're operating in that name, it's just you personally, then if you choose to use a name that's not easily associated with you personally, that's when it triggers the need to file a DBA. So you essentially are going to the Business Corporations Bureau, you're making a quick filing that says, hey, I'm Joe Smith, but I'm doing business as something that isn't associated with me personally and my name. Okay, that's what a DBA registration is. That's the one scenario that you may need to use one. The second scenario in which you might need to use a DBA is if you actually have, like I teach, you have actually started a company. And you started a company under one name, but because you either want to use a different name in the marketplace, essentially change the name they're using in the marketplace, or if you're trying to brand a separate line in your business, and so you want to use a new name for that branded line in the marketplace, then your LLC may have to do a DBA registration in order to have the right to use that name out in the marketplace. So that's what a DBA is. Those are some of the situations in which you may need to use one. And I hope that's helpful for you as you kind of navigate this language, fictitious name, DBA, what in the world is this stuff? Now you know. Hey, do you like what you hear? If so, I would love for you to check out my course, Startup University. Head over to startboldnow.com. It is a foundational course that's going to give you everything you need to go from timidity and uncertainty to bold, confident action with your new business. Remember this, there is life-changing power in a good business. You've got this. I'm right here with you. Let's go.